हाँ हाँ I am Dr. Ashok Kumar, Head Department of Zoology and Industrial Fish and Fisheries, Ganga Singh College, Chapla, running under JP University, Chapla, Bihar. Today, due to COVID-19, I am delivering this lecture online, and hence today it is the topic of industrial fish and fishery is inland capture fishery resources of India. There are fishery is of two types. One is capture fishery and the other is culture fishery. In capture fishery, only fishes as well as other other invertebrates like crustaceans, prawns, sea cucumber, mussel, sea cucumber, and other things which are cultured in water, they are only captured for economic use. So we exploit the livings for the purpose of food or industrial purposes, that is capture fishery. In capture fishery, we cannot take steps like in culture fishery, that is manuring, fertilization, liming, eradication of fish, eradication of plants, eradication of predatory fishes. So that is not done here, and only capture. Capture fishery is only related with the capture. Now, but these things occur in culture fishery. First thing is inland capture fishery. It means those fishery resources which are found in the inside of the land masses. Inside of the land masses, suppose such as rivers, lakes, ponds, tanks, reservoirs, backwaters, bills, swamps, lagoons. These all are located inside the land masses. Hence it is called inland capture fishery. And the other is marine capture fishery. So in India, inland capture fishery means those fishery resources which are located inside the land masses. That is inland capture fishery. We have the potential of inland capture fishery is inland capture fishery is 4.5 million tons. But seeing the population explosion, we have started this by in culture fishery in ponds and tanks. That now it has increased from 4.5 million tons, and today it is about 9 million tons, more than 8 million tons inland capture fishery. So it was. Now the marine capture fishery potential, as I had already explained in our last class, that it is 3.9 million tons, out of which more than 3 million ton is being exploited from marine fishery resources. Now next thing is that we have major riverine fishery resources. In major riverine fishery, five riverine fishery resources, five major fishery resources have been found are in our country. That is, one is Ganga river system, second is Brahmaputra river system, third is Indus river system, fourth is East Coast river system, and fifth is West Coast river system. The The riverine fishery resources are really these are mainly these mainly comprises the fishery capture fishery from the different major river system like Ganga river system, Brahmaputra river system, East Coast river system, West Coast river system, Indus river system. So in river system of northern India is Ganga river system, Brahmaputra river system, and Indus river system. While of southern India, it is East Coast river system and West Coast river system. Now, second is lakes. Lakes are larger bodies of standing water occupying distinctive bodies. So lakes are larger body of standing water occupying distinct bodies. Suppose a river is flowing in this way. Now it meandering occurs and the current goes to this side and ultimately it comes here. Again this turns, meandering takes place, and this now it is connected there, and that space remains logged with water, that becomes lake. So lakes are bodies of standing water occupying distinctive bodies. Larger bodies of standing water occupying distinct bodies are called lakes. It is the definition of Reed Wood. A large number of landlocked important fishery resources are in Loktak Lake in Manipur, Koleru Lake of Andhra Pradesh, Ular Lake of Jammu and Kashmir, Dal Lake of Jammu and Kashmir, and Pulicat Lake is in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh, Chingalpat in Tamil Nadu, Chilka Lake in Odisha. So these are the lacustrine fishery resources where lakes constitute an important fishery resources in our country. Mountainous lakes at high altitudes in UP in the highest region, in the highest area, such as Nainital, Sattal, Devariya Tal. These are the important mountainous lakes. So they are located at high altitude. Reservoirs are not natural water bodies, but they are man-made water bodies. Hence, they are artificially constructed. So, artificially constructed means man-made. Man-made is called artificially constructed, as Durgavati in Bihar, Durgavati reservoir in Bihar. So, the definition is artificially constructed any large water body with a well-defined basin. It is this definition has been given by Brown and Gretjek. So, artificially constructed any large water body with a well-defined basin. There are three types of reservoirs: a small-sized reservoirs, medium-sized reservoirs, and high-sized reservoirs. A small-sized reservoir, the area of a small-sized reservoir is maximum up to 1,000 hectares. The middle size is from 1,000 to 5,000 hectares, and large size is more than 5,000 hectares. So they also constitute our important fishery resources, reservoir fishery resources, and some names of the reservoirs are Hirakund Reservoir. Hirakund Reservoir is located in Odisha, and that is in area it is 71,400 hectares. Second is Kotteru, that is the Hirakund Reservoir is the largest reservoir fishery resources in India. That is second is Kotteru Reservoir. It is located in Andhra Pradesh, and its area is about 70,000 hectares. That is 69,600 hectares. Second is Kotteru Reservoir located in Andhra Pradesh. Third is Gandhi Sagar. Gandhi Sagar is located in Madhya Pradesh, and in its area is 66,000 hectares. Gandhi Sagar. Fourth is Rihand Reservoir. It is in Uttar Pradesh, UP, and its area is 46,000 hectares. And next is Jayakwadi Reservoirs, which is found in which is a fishery resource of Maharashtra, and it is its area is 40,000 hectares. So a large number of reservoirs occupying a very large area, and it has its own fishery resources, that is of our. Next is Gobind Sagar Reservoir. It is in Himachal Pradesh. Gobind Sagar Reservoir, that is 16,000 hectares. It is spread in 16,000 hectares. Then is Tungabhadra Reservoir located in Karnataka, and its area is 38,000 hectares. So these are our reservoir fishery resources, and they all are large size reservoirs because large size reservoirs. Now we come to the next, that is bills. Bills or bills. Bills are smaller and shallower lakes. Bills are smaller and shallower lakes, and bills are the characteristics of Assam. In Assam, it is found in different districts, and like Lakhimpur, Newgong, Golpara, Kamrup, districts of Assam. These bills are located. And next is ponds, and ponds are water bodies created by construction. Ponds are water bodies created by construction of dikes across a water course or by digging out a pond. I had already mentioned in our previous classes about the ponds and different types of ponds. So ponds and tanks, they all were 2.3 lakh tons. 2.3 lakh hectares. They are scattered in India, and the total is 2.3 lakh hectare. So, and next is now they not only in these ponds we culture or we capture from the bills only the fishes, but also shell fishes like prawns. So freshwater resources of India, it has its own salinity. Freshwater, the salinity of freshwater like pond, river, lakes, bills, the salinity is ranges from 0 to 0.5. So they are known as freshwater mitha jal. It is known as mitha jal. And the next is brackish water. When brackish water, that is a mixing of those water bodies in which seawater is mixed with the river water, and hence its salinity rises up to 30%. As the rivers enter in the mouth of the sea, like suppose Ganga river system that goes and drains itself in Bay of Bengal, the just where it enters, the salinity is 30 ppt. Now, due to tide or on full moon day, the water enters into the river and lunar tide and enters, and the pre-mixing of seawater as well as riverine water that takes place, and due to mixing their salinity increases. Now it was at the mouth of the sea, it is 30 ppt. Now gradually after mixing it will become 29, 28, 27, 25, so on. It will go increasing due to the mixing of the fresh water. In this way, brackish water and now ponds are of two types, as I had already mentioned, that is embankment pond and dugout pond. So these things are about the inland capture fishery resources of India. Now it is one should we have also backwaters. We have also backwaters are found characteristic of Kerala, like bills in Assam. Backwaters are such type of water body which remains connected with the sea during rainy season, but after rainy season it separates from the sea. That is called backwater, and that backwater is the characteristic of Kerala, a large area in Kerala that is located with backwaters. Now these things are these are the inland capture fishery resources in generally these are the important fishery resources of India. Thank you.